How far have you gone to appease a superstition? I was reminded of a story today where, in a certain religious community that I had been in, a new leader moved to town, and he stood up on Sunday, which was the custom, and announced that he had moved to that city, and he gave us his address. And he said he was on 123 Penton Avenue. And the people that had lived in the town for a long time were kind of confused because although there are new developments that do occur, they're usually at the edges of town, and they're not that common. And no one knew Penton Avenue. There's like, what is that? And so in inquiring, I think it was after the meeting, he's like, where is this house? What street is this, Penton? And he said, oh, it's in this part of town. It's like, okay. It's over near the QFC, and there's a Rite Aid, and there's a Fred Meyer down the street, and a Starbucks. And everyone went like, oh yeah, I know that area. Oh, do you mean Serpentine? You live on Serpentine Avenue? Yeah, so the religious leader, in his mind, equated the devil with a serpent and serpent with serpentine. So as a religious leader, he could not possibly live on a Serpentine Avenue because that would make him in league with the devil in his mind. He was too uncomfortable. So he repronounced the name of his street as Penton. And he stood with that and would not let that go, always referring to the street that he lived on as Penton Avenue. Yeah. Thinking about this, I was reminded of my own experience, like walking down the street. And of course, everyone knows you don't step on a crack or you break your mother's back, right? So you avoid stepping on the cracks. I needed to alternate my steps over the cracks. I wasn't going to step on a crack, but I also had to alternate right, left over sequential cracks. Alternating feet over sequential cracks. Absolutely had to. Even right now, I can feel the apprehension building in my body and my leg. It's in my leg, thinking if I'm going to go left over cracks. No, I can't do that. And it's not my mother's back or anything. It's just the high uncomfortability that I had over something like that occurring. I wasn't going to let it happen. Reminded also of my dad, who did not believe in superstition, he would say, but it doesn't hurt to be careful. And which is always funny, I still get a laugh out of that. And we had a tradition in our family for New Year's, you would eat black-eyed peas for good luck. And it was just a common tradition. And it, every New Year's or breakfast, maybe lunch, but certainly by dinner, you would have a side dish of black-eyed peas. And it wasn't necessarily a lot, because who likes black-eyed peas? But we would eat the black-eyed peas. And I remember as years go by and I'm living away from my parents, and for a long time had my own family. And I was talking to my dad on New Year's Day, saying, Happy New Year's. And he said, so have you had your black-eyed peas? And I said, oh, yeah, no, I'm not eating black-eyed peas today, because I don't really like them. And he all of a sudden got very serious, and he goes, you need to get your black-eyed peas. Robert, you need to get your black-eyed peas. And I could feel the apprehension rising within him of the thought that I was not going to eat black-eyed peas for good luck that day. If you had pulled him aside out of that context, out of that moment, and just said, hey, by the way, how much weight do you put on superstitions? He'd say, oh, none at all. I always say I don't believe in superstition, but it's better to be safe than sorry, whatever. But I don't actually believe in them. I think he would say that, and I think he would mean it. But in that moment, that apprehension, that fear over violating a superstitious belief just compelled him to compel me to go get black-eyed peas. And I might have, actually. I was so, okay, out of respect for my father more than any worry about the black-eyed pea phenomenon. What lengths have you gone to? What is your serpentine process for dealing with superstitions, violating superstitions, redefining terms, stepping, sidestepping, double stepping to avoid stepping over a crack with the same foot twice? What have you done? I'm really anxious to hear. And I'm sure there's a lot more. These are just top of my head ones. serpentin process. What's your serpentin process?